Whoa, dude, what is that? Is that like a Corvair?
No, my friend. That's a Type 34 Volkswagen Karmann Ghia. I want to introduce you to the next project here at Pete's Ghias. Hidden far away in an undisclosed location, behind barbed wire and armed guard towers, deep underground in a bomb-proof bunker, is a Type 34 Karmann Ghia. Okay, actually it's in my mother's garage, but the storage is free. Oh, I'm recording a video, Mom. Okay, I'll close it in 1 minute. So you might be wondering, just what exactly is a Type 34 Karmann Ghia? In 1961, Volkswagen introduced the Type 3 platform as a successor to the aging Type 1 Beetle line. Type 3 variants were marketed in the US as the Squareback station wagon and fastback, and overseas as the notchback and Type 34 Ghia. Like the Type 14 Ghia and Type 1 Beetle, a Type 3 has a body-on-chassis construction, a rear-mounted air-cooled engine, but it has a wider floor pan, a redesigned front axle beam, and in the rear, a rubber-mounted subframe which contains the motor and transaxle. The Type 34 Ghia was produced between 1961 and 1969. In the UK, they called it the Razor Edge Ghia due to its sharp, angular styling. In Germany, they called it the Big Karmann, and in the US, they called it the European Ghia. With its new, bigger and more powerful 1500cc engine, the Type 34 was the fastest production Volkswagen of its day. This was sold in the European market but never officially brought to the United States because they thought it wouldn't really sell in high volume. So they never brought it here, but this one somehow made it over. Maybe a soldier brought it back from Germany or Europe, or maybe it was imported through a dealership. But nevertheless, it's here now and it's mine. There's only 2,000 of these left in the entire world. There were maybe 40,000 produced between 1961 and 1969, and we're going to take a closer look. Okay, well, here's some rust. Here's some more rust. Here's missing headlights. Here's a rusty lower fender. Got a rusty rocker panel. Got a rusty quarter panel. This is pretty nicely sculpted out of Bondo. Got a rusty fender. Got a rusty roof. More Bondo and rust there. That's rotted out in the corner. This hood, or this deck lid back here, is pretty mangled. It's got some Bondo. About a 1/4 inch of Bondo here. And guess what? More rust. And on this side, same story. Rust in the quarter panel, rust in the rocker panel, and rust on the lower part of the fender and the door. So yes, we've established that this car is rusty. It's a rusty piece of junk. But it's a very special car because it's very rare. And when it's restored, it's very valuable. So let's take a look under the hood. All right, so this is kind of cool. This is an original gas heater, and the way it worked is it would suck fuel out of the gas tank, which is right underneath here. It would suck some fresh air from the fender, and inside here there's a combustion chamber. It burns up the gas and it blows hot air into the cabin to keep you nice and warm, because this car is from North Dakota and I've heard it gets pretty cold there. I used to have a gas heater in my 73 Beetle, and these actually work really well, and I never had a problem with mine. Never caught on fire, never blew up the car. But I will be removing this from the vehicle because I don't need it. Take a look under the deck lid. Pop this open. Now this won't stay open because it's missing a spring, because the bottom of this engine compartment is rotted out and there's no place for the spring to attach, which is kind of funny. So I'm going to prop this open, this cardboard tube. We'll take a look at this motor. This is really cool. This is the original motor that came with the car. It's a 1500 motor. These were introduced by Volkswagen in the early 60s on Type 3 Volkswagens. And I think 67 or 68 is the first year that a Beetle got a 1500 motor. But this is a little different because this is a pancake design. Beetles have an upright fan shroud, and this one has the fan shroud integrated with the pulley for the fan. That's the generator right there. So the pulley attaches to the generator and attaches to the crankcase, and there's a fan in there, blows cold air all over the motor because it's an air-cooled car. And that's the air filter there, and all the parts are here. Everything is intact. This is all original stuff, so that's pretty exciting. It increases the value of the car. And as long as the case isn't worn out and the motor isn't completely blown, there's no reason I can't get it to run again. But we shall see in the next video. If you look in here in this rain tray, this is pretty mangled here. So that tells me this car has been hit from behind. There's no other reason for this to be all twisted up like that. And yeah, there's more Bondo in here. All right, so let's take a look at the interior. All right, well, as you can see, it's pretty rough. It's in pretty rough condition. This door panel is completely disintegrated, but it does have good armrests. So you always have to look on the bright side of things. The window regulator is frozen. The window does not move, not on this side, and it doesn't move on that side either. That's frozen, so I have to figure out how to get that unstuck. Came with an extra steering column, and I've got a turn signal switch right there that I'm going to use to replace this. That's not of much use. It's got the headlights are sitting here on the floor. The buckets are missing, but I do have an intact fog light, which is cool. Of course, this has to be re-chromed along with all the other chrome pieces on the car. The dash is intact, and there's two big problems here. One, that doesn't belong. That's like a horn button that somebody added at some point. This should be a set of push button switches. This is from a later Type 34, so this is not correct for a 1963. And then there's some rust here that has to be blasted out or patched, or I don't know what. The gauges look like they're original, but they need a complete restoration. Headliner. Well, there is no headliner, but we've got headliner bows. That's exciting. And the seats. Yes, the seats are disgusting, but I have new seat covers for this. So recovering this is actually the least of my worries. That's much easier than dealing with the body. Take the seats out, take them apart, paint the frames, recover them with new material. Same for the back seats. I've done those for a Type 14 Ghia, and they're not really that hard. This back seat frame is made out of wood. The bottom one is rotted, but just make a new one out of wood. The floors are actually solid in the front, and solid up to about here. There's, oh wait, there's my driveway. I can stick my hand in here and wave. I can wave to Fred Flintstone. Rear view mirror with a nice patina on it. Patina is the word they use to describe something that's badly corroded or rusted, but it makes it seem like it's cool. Now it's a way to market old junk, basically. Okay, so we're gonna have a little fun. What's in the glove box? Take a deep dive. All right, this is wrapper from a straw. Here's a broken turn signal lens. This is some plastic that held some fuses at one point. More broken turn signal lenses. This is a bracket of some kind. That seems important, so I'll keep that. More plastic from fuses. Here's a gum wrapper from years gone by. Here's a cute little wrench from Acme. Maybe Bugs Bunny ordered that. Got a bunch of fuses. That's fun. Here's a broken bulb. Oh, this is cool. A cigarette lighter. Can use that if I smoked. I think that goes here. That is, somebody put a switch here for the gas heater, I believe, and that is where the cigarette lighter is supposed to go. Oh wait, this is cool. This is part of the seat strap that held the back seat up on the rear parcel shelf. It's broken right there, but that's kind of cool. Completely useless, but kind of neat. And this piece of paper, I'll send that to the FBI crime lab. Maybe they can get a print off of that. And I don't know what else is in here. Nothing really. Just more fuses. Oh, this is cool. This is the bracket. This is the original bracket that held the seat strap onto the backrest, which then attached to the rear parcel shelf. So this is original to the car. Pretty excited about that. I'm gonna get this re-chromed. That'll cost me $15. It'll be good to go. Put all this cool stuff back in the glove box for safekeeping. Don't want anyone to steal it. Ooh. Okay. Good, that's closed now. Yeah, and the other cool thing about this car is that all the trim around the windows is present. And this is aluminum trim. So I don't have to worry about re-chroming that. This trim around the roof, the gutter, is aluminum. Same with these window trims. So those don't have to be re-chromed. Those can be anodized, I guess. This might be aluminum too, this piece here. But this is definitely chrome. Chroming is expensive because it's highly regulated by the EPA, and the materials are really toxic, so that's what makes it really expensive to do. But I'm not worried about these bumpers. They can be redone. It's also got all the original glass. All right, so that's the latest project. It's gonna go back in the garage. It started to rain. Gotta get this thing inside before it rusts some more. And then I'm gonna start documenting all the missing parts, and I'm gonna see what's out there, see what I can find for it. So the car also came with an extra motor. This came out of an automatic Squareback. I was told this motor only has about 60 or 70,000 miles on it. So that's very good for two reasons. One, if it runs, I can put it in the car if the other motor is blown. And if not, if the motor in this car is good, then I'll just sell this one and get a little bit of my money back. If there's one thing I've learned from restoring my Type 14 Ghia, it's that it's never really a great idea to reach into your own pocket to fund a restoration. So I'm gonna be flipping some cars to fund this project, and over the next couple of years, I hope to get enough cash together to get this thing going. In the meantime, I'm just collecting parts. I may even post a couple of videos of unboxing some rare parts that I've been collecting. And until then, the car is just gonna sit in storage. So please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, because if you don't, this car is gonna go into the crusher.